Has this ever happened to you? You're drawn to a man who feels like a storm. He's a whirlwind of passion, an untamed force that sweeps you off your feet. His life is a series of conquests, of battles won and challenges met. He's the warrior, a figure forged in the fires of conflict. He exudes a raw, dangerous charisma that promises adventure, passion, and an intensity that feels, for a time, utterly intoxicating. He chases, he fights, and he wins. And in the beginning, this feels like an electric kind of love. It feels like you've found a man who can conquer the world, and in doing so, he can conquer your heart. But what you're truly drawn to isn't his strength, it's the raw, untamed energy of his unconscious. He is driven by the primal forces of the Nema, the collective unconscious feminine that he has yet to integrate. He projects this wild, untamed feminine onto you, seeing you not as you are, but as a mythical prize to be won. And in your own anima, your own unconscious masculine, you feel the pull of the hero's journey, the call to be the damsel in distress, the one worth fighting for. This is a dance of projections, a mirror reflecting your own inner longing for a man who is not yet whole. He is the embodiment of the unintegrated masculine, a boy king still fighting for his kingdom, and you are the queen he is fighting to possess. He is the warrior. He is defined by what he overcomes. He is at his best when he is in conflict, when he is proving his worth. He is a man who thrives on external validation, on the admiration of others, on the trophies he collects. His identity is built on a foundation of conquest. This is his ego, his persona, the mask he wears for the world. But beneath the armor, the ego is fragile. It needs constant feeding, and that feeding comes from the victories he achieves, the women he seduces, the mountains he climbs. And you, in this dynamic, become another conquest, another battle to be won. You are the embodiment of his need for validation. And for a time, this feels powerful. It feels like love. But a love built on the foundation of the warrior's ego is a love built on sand. The battles eventually end. The fire of conquest eventually burns out. And when the dust settles, you are left with a man who does not know how to be still. He does not know how to be present in the quiet moments, in the mundane beauty of a shared life. His identity is so wrapped up in the act of fighting that he does not know how to simply be. He is a man who is still at war, even when the war is over. He is still fighting, even when there is no enemy. He is still conquering, even when there is no prize. He is still seeking, even when he has found what he was looking for. This is the shadow side of the warrior. The shadow is everything he denies in himself, his vulnerability, his need for connection, his deep-seated fear of being seen as weak or inadequate. He projects this shadow onto the world and onto you. He may see your vulnerability as a weakness, your need for connection as a burden. He may become possessive, jealous, or controlling. He may become distant, detached, or emotionally unavailable. This is not because he is a bad person, but because he is a man who has not yet done his shadow work. He has not yet confronted the parts of himself that he fears. He has not yet integrated the full spectrum of his masculinity. He is a boy in a man's body, a king without a throne, a conqueror without a kingdom. He is still at war with himself, and you are caught in the crossfire. This is the psychological reality of the warrior. He is a man who is still fighting for his self-worth, and you, in this dynamic, are a witness to his struggle. But what happens when you are no longer a prize to be won? What happens when you are no longer a trophy to be displayed? What happens when you are no longer a damsel in distress? The warrior must find a new battle, a new conquest, a new validation. And you are left, not with a man who can love you, but with a man who has only ever known how to fight for you. He does not know how to simply be with you. He does not know how to hold you in his arms, in the quiet of the night, and simply be present with your soul. A true partnership, however, is not a battle to be won, but a kingdom to be built. This is the domain of the king. The king is not defined by what he overcomes, but by what he oversees. He is the man who has integrated his shadow, who has done the deep work of self-discovery. He has faced his own fears, his own weaknesses, his own insecurities, and has come to accept them as part of his whole being. He has moved beyond the need for external validation, for he has found his self-worth within. The king was a man of inner strength, not a man of external force. He is a man who knows his purpose, his values, and his truth. and he lives in alignment with them. He is not fighting for his identity, he is living from it. The king's power is not in his ability to conquer, but in his capacity to create. He is the man who can build a life, a family, a legacy. He is the man who can provide a safe and secure space for you to be your truest, most authentic self. He is the man who sees you not as a prize to be won, but as a queen to be honored. He is the man who can love you, not for what you can do for him, but for who you are. This is the essence of mature masculine love. It is not a love that is transactional, but a love that is unconditional. It is a love that is not based on conquest, but on connection. It is a love that is not about winning, but about a shared journey. The king was the man who has integrated his anima. He has befriended the feminine within himself, the parts of him that are intuitive, creative, and emotionally intelligent. He is not afraid of his own vulnerability. He can express his feelings, his fears, his doubts, and his needs without shame. He is a man who can be strong without being hard, who can be confident without being arrogant, and who can be a leader without being a tyrant. He is a man who has found the balance between the masculine and feminine energies within himself, and as a result, he is able to be in a healthy, balanced relationship with a woman. But this kind of king is a rarity in a world that still values the warrior. We are conditioned to be drawn to the drama, the intensity, the fire. We are conditioned to believe that love should be a struggle, a battle, a conquest. This is a reflection of our own unintegrated shadow, our own need for validation, our own fear of stillness. We are so used to the chaos of the warrior that the peace of the king can feel, at first, like boredom. But this is the great psychological deception. The peace is not a lack of passion. It is the foundation from which true passion can grow. It is the stillness in which true connection can flourish. It is the soil in which a true partnership can take root. This is the deeper work you must do, the shadow work of your own psyche. You must ask yourself, why am I so drawn to the storm? Why do I confuse chaos with chemistry and drama with love? The answer often lies in your own unconscious, in the unhealed wounds of your past. Perhaps you are a woman who was taught that your worth is in your ability to be a caregiver, a rescuer, a fixer. Perhaps you are a woman who was taught that love is something you have to earn, something you have to fight for. Perhaps you are a woman who is afraid of being seen, of being known, of being truly loved. And so you choose a man who is a reflection of your own emotional unavailability, a man who is a reflection of your own unhealed wounds. The warrior is a projection of your own unintegrated masculine, a reflection of the hero you are waiting for. But you do not need a hero, you need a partner. You do not need a man to fight your battles, you need a man to stand beside you as you fight your own. You do not need a man to save you, you need a man to love you, and in that love, to empower you to save yourself. This is the truth that will set you free. The king is not a man who will complete you. He is a man who will support you in the journey of completing yourself. And in that shared journey, a kingdom can be built. To understand this distinction on a deeper level, you must first turn inward toward the teachings of the Stoics. Seneca speaks of the inner citadel, the fortress of the mind that is impregnable to external forces. The warrior's power is external. It is a power that is dependent on the approval of others, on the praise he receives, on the battles he wins. It is a power that can be taken away. The king's power, however, is internal. It is a power that is built on the foundation of his character, on his values, on his self-mastery. It is a power that cannot be taken away. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, wrote his Meditations as a reminder to himself that true strength lies not in domination, but in discipline, not in conquest, but in self-command. He understood that the greatest battle is the one we fight within ourselves. The warrior is still fighting a war with the world. The king has already won the war within himself. This is the process of individuation that Jung spoke of, the journey towards psychological wholeness. It is the process of becoming the person you were always meant to be, of integrating all the disparate parts of your psyche into a coherent, self-aware whole. For the man, this journey culminates in the integration of his anima, the feminine principle within him. He must move from being a man of action to a man of being, from a man of external force to a man of internal wisdom. He must be able to feel his feelings, to be present with his emotions, and to be in a healthy, loving relationship with his own inner world. The warrior is a man who is still on the periphery of his own psyche. The king is a man who has plumbed its depths and has come out stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Now, turn your gaze to your own story. Your own journey of individuation is mirrored in the men you choose. If you are constantly drawn to the warrior, it is a sign that you have yet to fully integrate your own animus, the masculine principle within you. The animus is not about being aggressive or dominant. It is about your inner sense of purpose, your capacity for logic, your ability to stand on your own 2 feet. If your animus is unintegrated, you will project this unintegrated masculine onto the men you date. You will look for a man to be your purpose, to be your logic, to be your strength. You will look for a man to save you, to fix you, to complete you. This is the great cosmic truth that lies at the heart of all attraction dynamics. We are not drawn to people who are whole. We are drawn to people who are a reflection of our own incompleteness. We are drawn to people who have the parts of ourselves that we have not yet integrated. The warrior is a man who has not yet integrated his anima, and you are a woman who has not yet integrated your animus. You are a perfect and perfectly dysfunctional pair. But this is not a condemnation, it is an invitation to do the work, to look inward, to become the king of your own life. Because the journey to the king is not about waiting for a man to change. It is about changing yourself. It is about doing your own shadow work, about facing your own unhealed wounds. It is about cultivating your own inner strength, your own sense of purpose, your own self-worth. It is about becoming the queen of your own inner citadel. And when you are a queen, you will no longer be attracted to a boy king still fighting for a kingdom. You will be attracted to a king who is already building one, and who is looking for a queen to build it with him. This is the difference between an exciting moment and a lasting legacy. The warrior is a fleeting thrill. The king is a forever home. And this brings us to the ultimate question of emotional freedom and self-worth. In the dynamic with the warrior, your sense of self-worth is often tethered to his validation. When he is present, you feel alive, wanted, and desired. When he is absent, you feel a deep, gnawing emptiness. This is not love, this is a dependency. It is a psychological trap, a kind of emotional bondage that leaves you at the mercy of his erratic behavior and his need for constant conquest. You are a prisoner in a gilded cage, a queen without a kingdom of your own. Your freedom, your happiness, your sense of purpose is contingent on him, on his actions, on his fleeting attention. This is a fragile existence, built on the shifting sands of another person's ego. But the king offers you a different kind of reality. His presence does not define your worth, it amplifies it. He sees you, truly sees you, not as a prize, but as a partner. His love is not a storm that sweeps you away, it is the calm sea that allows you to sail with confidence. With him, you are free to be yourself, to pursue your own passions, to build your own legacy. His love is not a form of control, but a form of liberation. He is not threatened by your strength, he is empowered by it. He does not need you to be a damsel in distress, he needs you to be a queen, a co-ruler in a shared kingdom. This is the essence of true partnership, two sovereign beings who have done the work of individuation, who have integrated their shadows, and who have come together to create something greater than themselves. This is the ultimate promise of this path. It is not about finding a man who will complete you, but about finding the courage to complete yourself. It is about understanding that your happiness, your worth, your sense of purpose are not found in the external world, but in the internal work. The work of becoming your own king, your own queen, your own ruler of your own life. It is about building a foundation of self-love that is so strong, so unshakable, that no external force can ever threaten it. This is the truth that Seneca spoke of when he wrote of the inner citadel. Your peace, your freedom, your happiness is not found in the fickle attention of a warrior. It is found within the unassailable fortress of your own soul. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires a radical shift in perspective, a willingness to let go of the stories you have told yourself about love, about men, about your own worth. It requires you to face your own shadows, to confront your own fears, to sit with your own unhealed wounds. It requires you to step out of the chaotic dance of the warrior and into the quiet strength of the king. It requires you to choose freedom over dependency, peace over chaos, and truth over illusion. This is the work that will not only change your relationships, but will change your life. It is the work of becoming the woman you were always meant to be. The woman who is a queen, not because a king crowned her, but because she crowned herself.